Greetings. My name is Ronald C. DeCastro, and I'm here to give my presentation video for the course mentor position at Western Governors University. Today, I'm going to give you a brief introduction and how is the process to properly create a bit-by-bit image of a hard drive so it can be performed computer forensics on same. To start out with, I'm going to have a regular hard drive, which will be my source hard drive. In my case, in law enforcement, this would actually be a suspect's drive. For civil matter, it'll be your client drive. Either way, this is just a common hard drive for this purpose. Western Digital with SATA connectors. You may also have, I just had one on hand, laptop drive. Same situation, SATA connectors. The second portion of this process is actually a very important one. It is called the write blocker. This is a very important piece of equipment. What this does, it actually does not allow Windows or the computer that's doing the imaging to write to it. So any write request that comes to this device is immediately blocked. It allows a data to come off of it, but doesn't allow no data to get on it. It's a very important piece of information. So with that being said, the beginning process, of course, I'll be connecting a hard drive to the device. And I'll connect the power to the write blocker and the data. Okay. After that is done, I will connect USB, which that's where the data is going to be transferred through my laptop. After that is done, I will turn on the device, and it should begin to pick it up. For the sake of this video, I got up here FTK Imager. That's actually what I use, and that's the software that will actually start the process of creating a bit-by-bit image of that hard drive. What I mean about a bit-by-bit image is from pretty much from A to Z, from the first sector to the last, from the beginning to the drive to the last part of the drive, whether there's data there or not. It will take a complete bit-by-bit image of that hard drive. Once I start this process, usually in this case for a hard drive of 500 gigs, it will take a couple hours. So it takes a little bit to do it, okay? And then once the software is done, it will put the image on this destination drive, okay? Now, during the process, when you start this software, in this case, like I said, FTK Imager, what it will do, before it starts that, it will create a digital fingerprint of this source hard drive, meaning a digital fingerprint in the case of MD5 hash, in this case. It's a big digital fingerprint, numbers and characters. And then it starts the process. Once it's done, it's going to create another digital fingerprint of this hard drive when it's finished. Those two hashes must match. When they match, that means nothing on this hard drive was modified in the beginning, during the process, or at the end. If those two numbers or those two hashes do not match, that means that hard drive was modified in some way, and you must begin again. So in this, again, the software will provide an alarm to that. Okay? So once that is done, then it's going to go to this destination hard drive. Okay? And this, again, is a regular hard drive, SATA. And this is actually double the size of this one. This is a terabyte. This is a 500 gigs. What I mean about that, it's recommended that it has to be equal size of storage space or greater. I like to put at least 30% at least. So if this is a 500, 750 hard drive, I would have done just fine. But since I had this terabyte, this is perfectly normal also. But before you actually put this image on this hard drive, you must go ahead and sanitize it. Meaning, you have to go ahead and wipe it clean. I don't care if it's brand new, it's used, and you must document this procedure. You also must document this procedure on everything that is done on this. Okay, so once this is done, and this is sanitized, and once you guys sanitize, there's different procedures. I prefer the DoD, Department of Defense one, which is actually formats it and writes to it zeros or random characters to the whole drive 3 times. That is properly done and also documents same. Once this bit-by-bit image is completed and put on this hard drive, then your forensic analysis can be done with your favorite forensic software. Now, it is very important also that you immediately disconnect this and put it back in evidence, in my case, or back into a safe or storage where this can be secured from weather, from temperature changes, etc. Because this is your original evidence. This is your original hard drive. It must be protected at all times. And you must never work off of this directly. Okay? Sometimes it is custom to actually create 2 images of the same hard drive. That is okay also, because one will be for you, okay? And sometimes I had to request that the defense side, in my case in law enforcement, will request also an image of it. So instead of bringing this out of evidence, I'll just create 2 images of same and give a copy to him. That way, this is never touched in any sense or form unless it's absolutely necessary. So what I demonstrated here from the beginning to the end is the beginning process of your source hard drive as a write blocker, so nothing is allowed to be written to it. It goes to the computer, it processes it, it creates those hashes, and those hashes must match. And at the end, what you got here, the conclusion to it, is actually a forensic image, bit-by-bit image of your source hard drive and a properly sanitized hard drive. So after that is done, then you can go ahead and start your case. And in my case was actually FTK, was Access Data, was the software that I use. And this is pretty much the process that it would take, a basic introduction process it will take to image the hard drive. With that being said, this concludes my presentation for the course mentor position instructional video at Western Governors University. Thank you very much.